Ever feel like your own brain is your biggest enemy? You know what you should do: the workout, the project, the difficult conversation, but the moment it gets uncomfortable, something inside you screams, stop, retreat, go back to the sofa. It's a universal struggle. Your brain is wired for survival, and survival means avoiding pain and conserving energy. It's an ancient operating system that, in the modern world, often keeps us stuck, preventing us from reaching our true potential. But what if I told you there's a way to hack this system? A way to rewire your mind, not just to tolerate hard things, but to actually crave them. This isn't some new age productivity hack. It's a philosophy forged in the crucible of ancient Japan, used by some of the most disciplined warriors in history, the samurai. They called it the Lotus Method, a profound way of thinking that transforms discomfort from a signal to stop into a signal to grow. It's about finding strength in the struggle, just like the beautiful lotus flower, which can only rise and bloom by pushing its way through the dark, muddy water. Its beauty isn't in spite of the mud, it's because of it. Today, we're going to dive deep into this method, understand the timeless wisdom behind it, and learn how you can apply it to your own life to become unstoppable. Let's travel back to 12th century Japan. Imagine a warrior monk named Sage Musashi Benkei. History paints him as a giant of a man, a formidable fighter who, according to legend, stood on a bridge and challenged every passing warrior, defeating 999 of them. But on his 1000th fight, he was defeated. For a warrior of his stature, this was the ultimate humiliation. His ego was shattered. He had two choices: let this failure define him, or use it to redefine himself. Benkei chose the latter. He surrendered his pride, sought out the warrior who defeated him, and pledged his loyalty, becoming his most trusted retainer. This act of surrender wasn't weakness. It was the beginning of his true strength. Benkei's story is the heart of the Lotus Method. He stopped fighting the reality of his defeat and instead embraced it. He trained harder than ever before, not out of anger, but out of a deep understanding that his pain, his failure, his mud, was the very substance he needed to become unbreakable. Every grueling training session, every moment of humility, every hardship he faced wasn't a setback. It was a chisel, carving him into the legendary figure he's remembered as today. He learned that growth doesn't happen when things are easy. It happens when you lean into the edge of your comfort zone, where resistance lives. This is where your mind and body are forced to adapt and become stronger. So how do we apply this ancient wisdom in our modern lives? The Lotus Method is built on three core principles. The first, and perhaps the most crucial, is to accept the mud. What does this mean? It means you have to stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting until you feel motivated, until you have more time, until the conditions are just right. That's a trap. The perfect moment never arrives. Your mud is your current reality. The chaos, the obligations, the self-doubt, the messy, imperfect circumstances of your life. This is your training ground. Greatness doesn't sprout from a pristine, sterile lab. It grows in the unpredictable, often messy, real world. Think about it. Do you think the most successful athletes only train when they feel 100%? Do you think the greatest artists only create when inspiration strikes like a lightning bolt? No, they show up. They show up when they're tired, when they're uninspired, when they'd rather be doing anything else. They accept the mud of their emotional and physical state and get to work anyway. Your mud might be a demanding job, a cluttered apartment, or a nagging sense of insecurity. Instead of seeing these as obstacles, the Lotus Method teaches you to see them as the raw material for your growth. This is where you begin, not by cleaning up the mud, but by planting your feet firmly within it. The second principle is to move with purpose. This is about the powerful, undeniable connection between your body and your mind. Your physical state directly influences your mental and emotional state. The samurai understood this implicitly. Their entire lives were a practice in deliberate action. Think about how you carry yourself when you feel defeated. Your shoulders slump, your head hangs low, your breathing becomes shallow. Your body is mirroring your mind. But here's the secret. It works both ways. You can use your body to train your brain. So, move with purpose. When you face a challenge, don't shrink from it physically. Stand tall, pull your shoulders back, lift your chin. This isn't about fake confidence. It's about signaling to your nervous system that you are capable and in control. Breathe deeply and slowly from your diaphragm. Slow, controlled breathing calms the fight or flight response, allowing your prefrontal cortex, the logical, rational part of your brain, to take back control from the panicked, emotional amygdala. Whether you're about to give a presentation, have a difficult conversation, or step into the gym, your posture and your breath are your first line of offense. Every intentional movement, every controlled breath tells your brain, we are in charge here. We are not reacting, we are acting. The third and final principle is to reflect on small wins. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. It's constantly looking for evidence to confirm its existing beliefs. If you believe you're someone who quits when things get hard, your brain will actively seek out evidence to prove that right. It will magnify every failure and dismiss every success. To rewire this, you need to provide it with new evidence. You need to become a detective for your own progress. Progress isn't always a giant leap. More often, it's hidden in a series of tiny, almost imperceptible steps. The Lotus Method requires you to track these steps. Did you wake up 10 minutes earlier than yesterday? Write that down. Did you do 5 push-ups instead of giving up? Acknowledge it. Did you choose a salad over fries? Celebrate it. These aren't just small wins. They are data points. They are proof that you are becoming the person you want to be. Keep a journal, use an ADP, or just take a moment at the end of each day to mentally list 1 or 2 things you did that were hard but meaningful. This isn't about ego. It's about building a case file of competence. Over time, the weight of this evidence becomes undeniable, and your brain's core belief about you begins to shift. It builds confidence from the ground up, based on real, tangible proof. When you start to integrate these 3 principles, accepting the mud, moving with purpose, and reflecting on small wins, something magical begins to happen. You stop seeing life as a series of obstacles to be avoided and start seeing it as a series of opportunities to become stronger. You pick one meaningful challenge every day. Maybe it's a cold shower in the morning to train your discipline. Maybe it's writing 500 words, even when you have no ideas. Maybe it's finally starting that training program you've been putting off. You're not just building habits when you do this. You're doing something much more profound. You're building an identity. Modern neuroscience has a name for this process: neuroplasticity. It's the brain's incredible ability to reorganize itself, to form new neural connections throughout life. Every time you choose the hard path, every time you push through discomfort instead of retreating, you are physically rewiring your brain. You are weakening the neural pathways that led to avoidance and strengthening the ones that led to resilience and action. You are teaching your brain a new default response, that discomfort is not a threat, but a signal that growth is happening. The samurai didn't have MRI scanners or fancy scientific terms. They just called it transformation. They understood through direct experience that a person is not a fixed entity, but a dynamic process. Who you are today is not who you have to be tomorrow. So, the next time your brain starts whispering those familiar excuses, "This is too hard, I'll do it tomorrow," and "not good enough," I want you to pause. Take a deep breath and remember the lotus flower. Remember that its breathtaking beauty is a direct result of its journey through the dark, murky, uncomfortable mud. It blooms because of the struggle, not in spite of it. Your struggles, your challenges, your mud, they are not punishments. They are your greatest gift. They are the very things that will forge you into the person you are meant to become. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a like and subscribe for more content on building a stronger mind and a more meaningful life. And now, I have a challenge for you. In the comments below, tell us the one hard thing you will commit to doing today. By writing it down, you make it real. Let's support each other. Keep rising, keep growing,